There's probably been a time in your life when someone asked you to memorize something. And I'll bet when that request came across your desk, possibly in school, maybe in the fifth or sixth grade, who knows when, you felt a little, maybe a little nervous. Maybe you felt like, I don't know if I can do this or not. And I suspect, like so many people, and I am one of those people, you sat there at your desk staring down at your assignment. Maybe it was 10 lines of a poem, something like Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. And you tried to memorize the first line. Whose woods these are, I think I know. Whose woods these are, I think I know. Whose woods, I think I have it now, I think I have it. Whose woods these are, I think I know. And you went over it and over it. Now, I did that, and that's why I suspect maybe you did too. Well, eventually, you probably learned it or memorized it. It maybe took quite a while. So I'm here to suggest another approach to memorization for you in case you ever have an opportunity to memorize something again, or in case you're feeling like, I could never do that, I'm not smart enough, I feel really, oh gosh, that's for somebody else, it's not for me. So consider this. Rather than sitting there going, whose woods these are, I think I know, your eyes get bigger and your brain starts to swirl around, consider having a relationship with the material you're trying to memorize. And what I mean by a relationship with the material you're trying to memorize, first of all, don't try to memorize it in the way that you were never taught to memorize it and you suffered through it in the fifth grade. Instead, relax with whatever material you have and let it inform your imagination. Imagine whose woods these are. Whose woods these are. Ah, I think I know. And play into it a bit. And also, when you're going to memorize something, it's perfectly fine to take as much time as you please. And it's also perfectly fine to work with a paper for as long as you want. Eventually, one day, you'll just be able to say, whose woods these are. I think I know. And that will come as easy as your breath when you allow yourself to have a relationship with the work that you're memorizing. And another thing, try something short rather than long. I mean, this is a little trick for you, but I'll allow you to memorize something right now. This is on the antiquity of fleas. It's a long title. The poem is much shorter. Adam had 'em. Now, I used that little trick in the third grade and the fourth grade when I was teaching students how to memorize, and they loved it because guess what? They remembered it. It has a little bit of a pop to it. So when you're working with your memorization, take as long as you like, develop a relationship with the material that you have in front of you. Try to imagine whose woods these are. Do these woods belong to you? Do they belong to your neighbor? What time of year is it? Of course, stopping by woods on a snowy evening implies wintertime, but you could be walking through the woods in the summer as well. And maybe you wrote your own piece, and maybe you've written a piece about walking in the woods, and you'd like to present it to a group of folks. So you get really familiar with it. So think of memorization as familiarity rather than trying to remember everything. I have to clutch it in and keep it. More, it's like, breathe it out. Become familiar with it, develop a relationship with the material that you've been working with, and at some point, you will know it. Whose woods these are? I think I know. You will know your piece, and maybe you'll know those woods too. So that's my advice on memorization. Good luck with that. Take it easy. Pick something short. Take a breath and enjoy yourself.